Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Anne. In this video, I'll be featuring these Turner Artist watercolors, the second set from the Japanesque series. So here are the paint tubes included in this set. And here at the back of the box packaging lid, you can see all the important paint information. So I have pre-poured these paints into magnetic half pans, except for one, which is this titanium white. These paints were poured a little over 24 hours prior to recording this video. I have already pre-swatched these paints in my journal of swatches. Okay, so this Japanesque series, they are in 5ml paint tubes. I am unsure whether these paints are available to purchase individually. So I purchased these paints from a Japanese store through the Shopee app, and they only have the Turner Artist watercolor sets. There was a tiny bit of paint separation, but not more than normal. Okay, so when I was mixing this with a bit of water, I find that this titanium white is slightly thick. Here I'm just swatching it first in my journal. And for now, for my actual swatches, I'll be using this travel quill brush. So for my first color, this is titanium white with reference number 2-A. The pigment used for this paint is PW6 titanium white. This one has 3 stars of light fastness, it is opaque, and a high staining paint. This titanium white looks a bit chalkish to me, at least on my journal of swatches. And when I say chalkish, I meant the look and not the actual watercolor itself. For my next color, this is citrus yellow with reference number 310-A. Pigments used for this color are PW6 titanium white, PY3 Hansa yellow 10G, and PY42 yellow iron oxide. This color has 2 stars of light fastness, it is opaque and low staining. I would describe this color like a butter lemon. It kind of reminds me a bit of a Naples yellowish kind of paint, but it's not. Since this is called citrus yellow, I can say it is perfect for painting lemons. For my third color, this is cadmium orange with reference number 20-F. Pigment used for this color is PO20, which is cadmium orange. This color has 3 stars of light fastness, it is opaque and low staining. This cadmium orange looks very bright, at least to my eyes. It kind of looks like a dark neon orange. Although this color is quite bright, it doesn't look garish at all. I'm actually not a fan of orange paints at all. I prefer like reddish oranges. But this one, I love the light wash. And here we have Rose Madder Hue with reference number 91-C. Pigment used for this color is PR187, which is Permanent Pink FL. I heard that FL means fluorescent. Okay, so this one has 3 stars of light fastness. It is transparent and high staining. So this color looks like a deep red with this warm pinkish undertone. The light wash is not what I expected. It's actually like a deep pink as well, and it's very interesting. If I was painting a red fruit, this will not be the color I would pick. But for botanicals, florals, I think this will be great for that. Up next, this is Turner Maroon with reference number 84-C. This color has 3 pigments, which are PBR25 benzimidazolone brown, PV19, which is quinacridone violet, and PR122, which is quinacridone magenta. This paint has 3 stars of light fastness. It is transparent and low staining. Although they say this color is transparent, it kind of looks like semi-opaque to me. This paint for me is a straight up maroon color. This looks to me like a perfect vintage red wine shade. And here we have Manganese Blue Hue with reference number 46-A. The pigment used for this color is PB15, which is phthalo blue. This one has 3 stars of light fastness, it is transparent, and low staining. It is also a granulating color. So this is such a pretty color. I find this to be close to a cerulean blue, but with a bit of green in it. I think this would fit for a summer or beach themed paintings. Can be used for both sky and ocean color, or maybe even a swimming pool. And this one is Manganese Violet with reference number 64-C. The pigment used for this color is PV16, which is Manganese Violet. This one has 3 stars of light fastness, it is semi-opaque, and is a granulating color. This did not have a staining information, so I would assume that this is non-staining. This is such a pretty color, but if I'm being honest, I do prefer the light wash of this paint. And here we have Ultramarine Deep with reference number 60-A. Pigment used for this color is PB29 Ultramarine Blue. This one has 3 stars of light fastness, it is transparent, and a granulating color. So off cam, I compared this Ultramarine Deep with the Ultramarine from the 24-piece set, and I found that there isn't much difference. here we have Turner Yellow Green with reference number 31-C. This color has two pigments which are PG7, Phthalo Green, and PY109, which is isoindolinone Yellow G. This color has 3 stars of light fastness, it is transparent, and high staining. So like the cadmium orange, when I say that it looks like fluorescent, this one is kind of the same to me. It looks like a highlighter, like a green highlighter. Normally, I wouldn't like this color, but weirdly, I do. I do love the light wash and I kind of appreciate the matte tone as well. And here is Chrome Oxide Green with reference number 36-B. Pigment used for this color is PG17, which is Chrome Oxide Green. This one has 3 stars of light fastness, it is opaque, and low staining. This is also a granulating color. This is actually one of my favorite pigments, and I love it that I have this from this brand. And second to the last, this is Manganese Violet with reference number 82-A. Pigment used for Manganese Violet is PR101, which is synthetic red iron oxide. This one has 3 stars of light fastness, it is opaque, and a granulating color. This looks very close to White Knight's Caput Mortuum. I thought that this might be comparable to the Manganese Violet from Holbein, but it isn't. But it's all good since I do like this color. And now for the last color, this is Charcoal Red Shade with reference number 307-A. This color has 2 pigments, which are PBK7, Lamp Black or Carbon Black, and PR101, which is synthetic red iron oxide. This one has 3 stars of light fastness, it is opaque, it is high staining, and also a granulating color. And I would have to agree, the way they mix this paint, it does look like charcoal. You know, sometimes when you dilute a black color, you get this grayish type of shade. But this one, the diluted light wash, it's very deep. It's like a very deep dark gray. And here are the freshly swatched paints. So while waiting for the swatches to dry, which was pretty quick in this case because it's stifling hot here in the Philippines right now, I decided to do a bit of color mixing, at least mixing on paper with these paints. Okay, so the composition of the paints in this set is a little unconventional to me. Maybe I'm just not familiar with the Japanesque aesthetic, but I find that this is again a little too weird. I mean, there are like a few, mainly like 4 brights in here, like the citrus yellow, the cadmium orange, the manganese blue hue, and the Turner yellow green. And then mixed in are these earthy colors like the chrome oxide green, the Manganese violets, and the charcoal red shade, and add in the maroon. Normally, these past few swatching videos that I do, I make like a random painting after, but these colors are too random for me to make a quick painting. So I didn't exactly mix all the paints with each other except for citrus yellow, because I did mix citrus yellow with the rest of the other paints except for titanium white. Some of the mixing results did generate quite a few interesting colors, but mostly they're just okay. I don't recommend always mixing paints on paper just because the results they can be very inconsistent. But sometimes you do get some interesting textures when you mix paint on paper. Some of the few interesting mixes I made was with citrus yellow plus the Turner yellow green, and I did like the cadmium orange mixed with Mars violet, cadmium orange mixed with the charcoal red shade, the rose madder hue plus the Turner yellow green, and then the manganese violet with the manganese blue hue, and the last one is the ultramarine plus the chrome oxide green. So now let's talk about recommendations. Okay, would I recommend this set? Not really. This is a very confusing set at the start, but I do like the paints individually, okay? I do like these paints. I have no problem with this paint at all. They're very beautiful. They have their own personality, I think. But as a set, as a whole, it's a little iffy. I am quite happy to add this paint to my other Turner watercolors, but I wouldn't repurchase this set. Maybe individually if I can have access to some of the paints here, but not as a set. I was very much impressed with my Turner Artist watercolors in the 24-piece set, and that is why I was enamored to get this Japanesque too. I would have gone for the Japanesque one, but I couldn't find that set at all, so I decided to get the two instead. But I have seen the Japanesque 3 from a couple of sellers, I think, but the price point is a little too steep for me, at least for now. What I plan about this paint is to add them to my Turner Artist 24-piece set, and I also plan to do a swatch card for these paints. I am finished making swatch cards for my Holbein paints, and technically I'm done with my white nights, but I do have some paints coming in, so I think I will have to wait for those. And then this will be my third set of swatch cards that I will make. Okay, so I don't remember if I've mentioned this before. The reason why I share the pigment information with you guys, because personally for me, it is useful to know what pigments brands use in their paints. And oftentimes the quality of the paint can be judged by the pigment they used. And another thing that is important to me is to know whether a paint has a single pigment or multi-pigmented. But of course, what's most important at the end of the day, or at least at the end of swatching, is how these paints make you feel, how you will be able to express your art on paper. Now here's a closer look of the swatches of the now dried paint mixes. Here, I just wanted to share the comparison of the swatches, the ones that I made in my journal of swatches and on watercolor paper. The granulating paints were not apparent on my journal, but on the watercolor paper they were visible. Except for Manganese Blue Hue, which is, I can understand that PB15, which is phthalo blue, isn't a granulating pigment. I don't know why they said that this is a granulating color. But they could have mixed a granulating medium along with this paint, so I can't be sure. So here are some still pictures of the swatches. They were taken under natural room lighting. Okay, so I guess that is going to be it for my Japanesque 2 Turner Artist Watercolors video. Okay, so in case if you find this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are into affordable watercolors art materials, please don't forget to subscribe. So wherever you are, I hope you are doing well. And if not, there's still tomorrow. So take care for now, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.